Okay, I think it's very important for me now to say something about what we are doing there, which kind of wine we are making, but also to say something about why we decide to buy a lot of land in Bosso Lasco. You know, because I think it's the best area, the best location for this kind of varietal we are talking about, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. It means they can, in this very high elevation and the south exposure and the soil, sandy soil, but also calcareous soil, it can give to this to the grapes fantastic complexity and minerality and longevity too. And in Contratto, it's all about Alta Langa now. Okay, we don't do anything else. All the fruits come from Alta Langa. We are producing 5 or 6 different wines. Okay, we do the Millesimato. It's fantastic wine. It's blended with a Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. 1820 more or less. 1820 could be 17. Okay, no, but you know it's more or less is 1820. But you know. It's very important that because this kind of wine is for us it's very important because it's entry-level wine for us, but it's vintage. Contratto doesn't make a non-vintage sparkling wine because for us it's so important to relate the quality of the wine with the vintage. We also, because we don't produce 2 million, 3 million bottles of wine, we produce very, very, very small quantity of wine. Total production is not more than 200,000 bottles. Of course, we find people that really want to have this difference between 2013 and 2014 vintage to understand that. After that, we are working with the Pinot Noir, 100% Pinot Noir, like our For England Pinot Noir, Blanc Noir, because okay, For England. Why For England? Because Contratto used to be in the past. Now we talk about something very historical. Okay, very old. In the past, it means okay, 1905, 1910, it used to be one of the most important supplier of the royal family in London. Okay, and the time, maybe you know, maybe not, but I'll tell you, in that time, okay, they used to sell a lot of champagne or sparkling wine, Metodo Classico from Italy, from Spain, and all they were sweet. They were sweet, but they have this kind of hoarder. There's this big hoarder from the royal family. The royal family said, okay, I want to have something dry. And Contratto family, they didn't know what can we do. We have to change the label. And they make a special cuvée for them, and they called For England. It was a special cuvée for England. But after that, it became so famous. This is why now we are continuing with this. And our For England Pinot Noir, Blanc Noir is one of the most important wine we are making because 100% Pinot Noir, but he has character, he has structure, he has history, he has everything. After that, we do very small production of Blanc de Blanc. It means 100% Chardonnay. It's beautiful wine too. It's fantastic Chardonnay expression because for me, don't get me wrong, for me, great champagne or great sparkling wine, Metodo Classico from Italy, they are fantastic grapes expression. If I have great Blanc de Blanc, I want to feel the Chardonnay. I want to feel beautiful Burgundy Chardonnay with bubbles. You know, it's something top. The bubbles, there must be something top. First of all, you have beautiful wine. You have fantastic Pinot Noir. Our rosé, when you taste our rosé blind, okay, you close your eyes, you are not in a sparkling wine. You are in beautiful, unbelievable Pinot Noir. And top, you have the bubbles. This is our philosophy. This is our idea about sparkling wine at Metodo Classico. And this For England 2015 is, I think, it's beautiful expression. I want to enjoy with you. No, I'm sorry about that, but next time we can do together. I want to open this bottle because for me, it's one of the most important, okay, For England Blanc Noir we made so far. 2015 vintage. It was very warm vintage, but we have beautiful vineyard, I told you before, the elevation of the vineyard is very high. That it means, okay, during the day it was very hot, but during the night it was very cold. And this is why you can make wine like this. It's so important. This is important for sparkling wine production like Contratto, or for Nebbiolo, for Barbera. It's so important. Now, okay, with this global warming, we have to go hard. We have to go high, the vineyard. And the Contratto, I think it did the best, because we now have our vineyard. Most of our vineyard are in elevation is more or less 2,200 feet high elevation. 15. And in the back of the bottle, the back label, there is the Rhino. Just to tell you guys, okay, we are making Metodo Classico sparkling wine with the Rhino philosophy, you know. And this wine is beautiful, beautiful Pinot Noir espresso. I'm sorry, I have to say that, really. Yeah, he has everything. He has complexity, he has minerality, he has nose, he has aromas. For sure, he has longevity, because now he's too young. You know, it's 15, it's beautiful. It's great food wine. Another thing I want to tell you, for me, great champagne or great Metodo Classico, they are fantastic food wine. This is why we do pas dosé. We don't put any sugar. Like we don't put sugar in Barolo or Barbesco, we don't put any sugar in Contratto. It means we don't add any sugar in the hand, you know. It's so important that, because we are harvesting the fruit when the balance is in the fruit. Like I said before, for Barolo, Barbaresco, it's the same thing. If the balance is in the fruit, you don't have to do anything in the cellar. You don't have to add anything in the cellar. You don't have to do any kind of manipulation. And this is why we do all our sparkling wine that are pas dosé. This is wine for today, but it's wine for the 20 years in your cellar. It's wine for steak, for any kind of food. You can enjoy this wine with any kind of food. It's time to stop with this thing, okay, oh, sparkling wine, Prosecco, okay, or the sparkling wine, that's just wine for, okay, because for aperitif, one small glass of the seed. No, if the sparkling wine, the champagne, the Metodo Classico, they are great, they are wine you can enjoy with your meal from the beginning, from the appetizer until the main course. Cheers.